I want to show you how easy it is to use sales forecasting and MRP in Dynamics GP. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set demand in the system using sales forecasting, and then I'm going to use MRP to suggest manufacturing orders and purchase orders. The first thing I want to do is look at my sales forecast. Let's go to transactions, down to forecasting. I've got a very simple forecast. Let's take a look at it. For one finished good item here, and you can see my buckets are set up to be monthly. There are a number of different options here. So for each month, I've set up my sales forecast for this particular item. I can scroll through here and see the different months. Now I've got this forecast, and what I want to do is to make sure that it's included in the MRP calculations. To check that out, I'll go to this Go To button at the top right, go down to Forecasting Selections. In this window, I have the forecasts that are going to be included in the MRP calculations. This forecast is, I can have multiple forecasts in if I want to. I can move them in and out as I run MRP calculations. So this becomes a good what-if analysis tool if I need to do that. All right, let's take a look at the MRP. Let's run it. Go to Transactions. I'm going to regenerate the MRP. I've got to set it up for monthly buckets, and I'm going to run it for 6 months. Let's hit Process, and the MRP is done. Let's take a look at the results. It's going to do two things. It's going to suggest a number of work orders that need to be created and completed in order to create the finished goods. So let's take a look at that. The best way I like to look at this is through the MRP workbench. So here's the workbench window. I'm going to put in the finished good item here. And you can see I've got all the information on a daily basis. Let me change that to a monthly bucket here. You can see it starting in May. I'm starting to build demand here based on my sales forecast. If I drill into that, I'll see that this demand is coming from the sales forecast final. It's also suggesting manufacturing orders down here. Let's open that up. Here's a manufacturing order. I can click on that and say transfer to a manufacturing order. So I'm going to do that. And now this manufacturing order is ready to go. It's open. It's on the floor. But I need to purchase probably some of the component items. So let's take a look at that. So I'm just going to save this manufacturing order there. And then let's look at the request resolution screen. If I go to Transactions and Purchasing, look at Request Resolution. This is looking at the latest MRP run. It's going to show me all the items that I need to purchase. And I happen to know that down here, starting in July now, I need to buy these component items in order to fulfill my demand for the finished product. So I'm just going to hit Select All. And what this is going to do, it's going to create a number of purchase orders for the items that I need to purchase. I'm going to hit Create here, and then OK. It's going to create the purchase orders, and we'll take a look at those shortly. As you can see here, it created a number of POs. Ones that we're interested in are further down here. These are the POs for the components for the finished good in the sales forecast. So let's just take one last look at a window here, and that'll be the purchase order window. And here's the purchase order that was created by the MRP system. After it showed me the results, I selected the results I wanted, and I created a PO for it. So that was a simple example of how to use the sales forecasting module and the MRP module in Dynamics GP to set demand in the system and then run MRP and suggest the manufacturing orders and the purchase orders that I'll need to satisfy that demand.